I told you in a previous post how I had just spoken to a group of women in a leadership conference, WILMA, Women in Leadership and Management in Animal Health. And this powerful group of women were gathered together to learn about how to become more authentic in their leadership. As we got into the conversation, we were talking about how does someone grow up learning some of the perceived rules around them and learning how to react within those rules, only to realize that maybe the rules never existed in the first place and they need to step into a place of greater creativity and self-authoring. One of the women asked a very courageous question and said, could this be part of the situation? She remembered and recalled in front of the whole group how, as a young child, she was playing with some of her girlfriends. And she started organizing how the girls were going to play and even writing some of the rules of what they were going to say or do or the games that they should share. And one of the other girls labeled that as being too bossy. In her own young mind, she automatically felt a sense of loss. She felt like the relationship she had established with this individual was about ready to fall apart. And so she steered away from being too bossy. Later on in life, she recalled how sitting in boardrooms and meeting rooms with other male leaders, at the same time exhibiting strong leadership, many of them labeled her as bossy, or were giving her feedback that she was too dominant or maybe too controlling. And in that same sense, she was taken back to her young childhood and realized this could mean a loss of relationship. Over time, then, the patterns that developed were just not being less bossy, but instead moving completely over to a relationship focus and becoming overly nice and overly kind and making sure that she didn't lose relationship with people. When that happened, what tended to go on was she was losing herself in the conversation because she was never sharing what she actually felt. You see, when we operate out of our shadow behavior, the things that we're trying not to be, rather than being who we actually are, what we're doing is letting our non-authentic self show up and playing by the rules. You know, this also happens for men, just in a different way. Probably early on in our life, we were told in the football field or on a sports field not to show emotion because we would be taken advantage of. So what do? We swing completely to the other side and start organizing and controlling and planning, and it's called strong leadership. But what we don't do is spend our time and our gifts of relating and connecting. You see, both of us operate in a shadow self, and it's only when we get to the place of authenticity where we're able to harmoniously blend both of those things and say we are a true wholehearted leader. Today, leaders, I encourage you to step out of your shadow and into your authenticity. You can do it, and these courageous women are showing us how.